Opportunity. I think that it's a mixed reaction I'll give in response to your question. First of all, we have to sympathize with those who have fallen victims to flood disasters, particularly in the urban areas. As you know, we are within a plain. You see the Akwa Mountains and all that. So Accra is really in the middle. And so all the water comes in a port. There has to be a channel through which this water will pass. So if the waterways are blocked by built environment, and so then there's a problem. And so consciously as city planners, I think that we need to think of how we will have canals throughout Accra to be able to move water around. Then you can have an agricultural use for this water. You can have points that you can dam, have reservoirs, and use the water for anything, including agricultural, fish, aquaculture, and other related uses. You can have water transport around the city, just like we have in many other cities across the globe. So I think we have to be bold about this and think about solutions to it. In terms of food security, I think that clearly this will be a contributing factor to food security. But you realize that the rainfalls, as witnessed already across the country, it appears a similar pattern is coming up, and due high rainfall volumes are coming, frequency is high, and so the attendant floods are a problem. And so utilizing this water resource as an input to agricultural production is something that we have to think structurally about. So government has launched its Irrigation for Wealth program. I think that this is an opportunity to urge government to look realistically around operationalizing this irrigation for wealth in the face of this new reality, not just boreholes and the usual dugouts, but also seeing how we can consciously and deliberately harvest water resources and then channel them to use in agricultural productivity. This clearly will contribute to food security. Okay, so I think that I want to advise farmers that fortunately there are technologies now that predict weather and so on and so forth. Farmers have access, some Isoko, etc., facilitating farmers to be able to get alerts and so on. Now, I think that I want to advise that our farmers should see rains as positive. They should see how they can utilize the rain as a resource. And so I advise that we shouldn't wait for the traditional months of July, particularly in the northern and Volta areas, to be able to start cultivating their fields. Climate change is here. And so if the rains are here, they should go in straight to land preparation and start arrangements to be able to cultivate our crops. I'm very confident that that way, if we stagger our production, again, one thing that I'll advise is that if farmers are going to do medium to large scale, then they should stagger their production calendar so that if you are doing 50 acres, it may be good to start with the 10 acres, then finish the planting, do the next 10 acres, and so on and so forth. So that in the event that there's drought, you are able to reduce the risk of which number of acreages face the most risk. That way, you will end the season with some production and some quantities in your hand. Again, if there's flood, and some of the crops will have to go. Some will be resistant and will be able to tolerate the dangers that these floods bring or these rainstorms bring. And so my quick advice to farmers is that please, let's embrace the rainy season, let's embrace the floods and turn it around to an advantage for productivity in our farmlands. Thank you.